All right, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a trade recap, and I want to discuss the importance of having logic between your break evens. This was a trade I took today. I honestly just needed one more winning day, but it was just too like it was just there, like right, like the trade was there. Banged out for a 1-to-1, made $2,000 today on Nasdaq, and I want to go through it because a lot of people got break even on this trade. Let's just go to market open, right? Where's market open? Let's just go to market open and let's start from the higher time frames, right? Like, what am I looking at? When I opened up the chart, at this point, there's no gaps. There's no gaps. My bias is bullish. I want price to go up, but there's no gaps for us to really bounce off on. The 4 hour, nothing. 1 hour, we just checked, nothing, right? We do, however, have this 30 minute. And I'm thinking to myself, I want us to bounce off this 30 minute and go higher. It's like really as simple as it is. And what happens at market open? We end up just missing it. We don't even come close to I mean, we come really close. We come like 3 points and we just end up not tapping the 30 minute. And at this point, I'm pretty sure there was a 5 minute that formed. Nice. Yeah. It was a 5 minute that formed. And I know the argument is this 5 minute is not sponsored. However, we are at all time highs. My draws is all time highs. And what usually happens at all time highs is that you don't need that full sponsorship, Just long. You know how they say just long? Like it's true. Anyways, there is this 1 minute after tapping the 5 5 for can't play, but of course it doesn't close. Pretty sure there was like a 3 minute. I was waiting for the 3 minute. Yeah, I was waiting for this 3 minute here. I'm pretty sure it happens right here. Yeah, this is the 3 minute that happened. And people took this, you know? People took this 3 minute. And what do you think happened to the people that took this 3 minute, right? Because we always take the highest time frame inversion. Why does this 3 minute not end up playing out? Look at the time, right? Look at the time. Do you want to take a trade a minute before the 4 hour and 1 hour open? The answer is going to be no. And what happens? Just wrecked. Literally in one candle, you're stopped out, right? So I faded that because of the time, right? I'm not going to take a trade 1 minute into right before 10 a.m. open. And then now, what do we do now? Because we've closed now that 1 hour, we now form a valid 1 hour. So this is just looking a lot better, right? I'm going to try and take longs off this 1 hour. And I was checking the time frames. We now have tapped into the 1 hour. I'm trying to see, right? Like where could I take an inversion? And I know I'm getting a lot of heat for this, but this is the inversion I end up taking. So we had an initial tap of the 1 hour. I want a stop hunt. We get a stop hunt, right? And we get a closure now, right? We get a closure right now. Awesome. And let's check the higher time frames. We don't have any inverses, not even the 30 second. Our highest time frame inversion is the the 15 second, and I'm going to go over the technicals because a lot of people went break even. So I put my entry right here. This was going to be my entry. Stop loss at the swing low, targeting a 1-to-1. Okay. And what ends up playing out? Boom. Smack TP. And I wanted to go through the break even spots of this trade because I didn't go break even on this trade. Let's see here. Let's look at the first argument of the unfilled 5 minute. So mechanically, what are you supposed to do? Go break even at the 5 minute, right? We've now formed the 5 minute and you're supposed to go break even. We have two break even spots and we also have accumulation zone high. Let me just write that out for you guys. And 5 minute. What the fuck? Unfilled 5 minute. Cool. Why did I not go break even? right? At this point, a lot of people were break even because now we've tapped both the accumulation zone high and the 5 minute, right? And we do end up rejecting. However, what happens right after? Bam, TP smashed. You need to trade, you need to take break evens as attacking versus defending. Yes, mechanically, you're taught to go break even at the unfilled five. Why was fading the break even make sense? We were gonna have a pullback because of the 5 minute, right? But what are we attacking versus defending? This 5 minute is defending all of these highs, all these stacked highs, like all of this LR, right? And it's also defending against a 1 hour that we just tapped into, right? What holds more power, 1 hour or 5 hour? Obviously, the 1 hour, right? Not only that, we are also defending against a 30 minute, right? Not only that, we have an internal SMT with ES, right? As well as the 5 minute just completely being unsponsored. This unsponsored 5 minute, right? And if you don't know anything about sponsorship, I'm going to make a video soon about that. But this 5 minute is just unsponsored as well. And a lot of people went break even incorrectly today, right? Um, Stop using break evens and stop getting emotional. You know what I mean? When you see your PNL going down, when you see it not going your way, a lot of people might have just even closed early after seeing this. But I wrote it through because you need to use logic, right? So does that make sense? The 5 minute was defending a 1 hour, 30 minute unfilled SMT, a beautiful stop hunt, strong inversion out, right? And you could even say that it's defending a AMD model because the accumulation zone high is on top of the 5 minute. And yeah, that's why the reason I held, that's the reason I banged out for TP. I already seen a bunch of trading influencers say they got break even on the day. And I wanted to discuss the 1 minute that came shortly after this. Completely valid. If I hadn't taken this 15 second, I probably would have taken this 1 minute. So what did we do now? We actually manipulated again. I was a little bit iffy because why are we hunting twice, right? Like why are we having a double stop loss? But if your bias is very bullish, it makes sense, right? That was your entry off um sorry, off the inversion. And what ends up playing out? Just beautiful, right? Just beautiful inversion. You literally smash TP with very little drawdown. And yeah, I hope this video helps. I know mechanical break evens are a little bit tricky. It really just comes down to screen time. You need to watch the charts and you need to backtest. And for those that don't know, you guys need to be journaling. You have to collect enough data to be able to start mechanically going break even, understanding why price is most likely going to reject or why price might just do a pullback and run to your TP. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. And yeah,